Hey guys, what's going on? Smiley125 here. It is Tuesday, January 3rd, 2012, and I'm here with a video, as you see by the title, of what I expect for the next iPhone. These aren't really expectations, more as just things I would like to see. While I don't expect anything from Apple because they're such a spontaneous company, I would kind of, seeing as this is how their product cycle usually goes, at least some of the things I'm going to be asking for right here, I do come to expect that they will at least, bump the specs, do that stuff. So I'll mention that briefly, but what I really want to talk about is more what I'd like to see going forward that I'm not too sure if they'll do. So I have a few notes here on my iPad, and I'm going to just be looking down a little bit as I do this video. But number one, and I only have 6 that I could think of, but I'm sure that there will be more than 6, seeing as it is a full update instead of just the S update. I've been using my iPhone 4 now for over a year and a half. I am pumped for an update. I know it's not for a while, but it's going to be really exciting, and I can't wait to have the new device again, I guess. So number one is a speed increase. I've always thought I've always thought my iPhone 4 was pretty damn fast, but recently, I don't know if it's because of me jailbreaking it or just, I don't know, getting sick of some things. I've thought it was a relatively sluggish phone. It's not bad by today's standards by any means. It's still a perfectly good phone, but I don't know, like when I press categories, it takes almost a full second. I sound spoiled, like 21st century, a full second, big deal. But with these speed increases and these faster processors in these phones, I would really expect that a full second just to open a category, it should be less than that. So a speed increase. Now the iPhone 4S, I'm talking in terms of the iPhone 4. The 4S is out, so I really shouldn't even be complaining because I don't have the newest technology. But 4S is way faster. I want to see way faster processors. Do something that no one has ever done before. Make that speed go crazy. And of course that's so hard for Apple. They would love to do that, but that sacrifices battery life, which is something that Apple, I maintain, has always made their phones have great battery life. Android phones is one of the biggest complaints. You can't even tell when you buy the phone, but the battery life is horrible on all of them. My iPhone, I go to bed, usually it's at 40-45% charge, and I'm a pretty avid user, I would say. I would check right now, but I'm actually using it to record this video, so there's that. So I want a big speed increase. iPhone 5, I want it to be snappy fast. I want to be very impressed when I use the device. Thinner. Now, I don't want too thin. I don't want razor thin. The iPad is almost too thin. It's actually, I think it's a perfect thinness. I would like to hold a phone that's very similar in thinness to this iPad. And if you can see, I liked the curved back design. I heard a rumor that they were going back to it, but I'm not too sure. I never really liked the feel of the iPhone 4. It's a very sleek, very sexy device, but look at this iPad too. The sleekness and the curved back. And my mom has the 3GS, and I actually prefer holding her phone in my hand to mine. It feels more sturdy. It just feels like a phone should, and I really like the design of my phone, don't get me wrong, but I think they should go back to the curved look, definitely add some new thing we haven't seen before, and make it similar thinness to the iPad. I would even argue exactly the same as the iPad so that it could kind of be like a mobile device family. That would be kind of cool. I don't know. We'll see where Apple takes us with that. Next one, bigger screen. 3.5 inches back in 2007. Apple, you were doing amazing. It looked so good. 3.5 inches in 2012 we're now in. It looks bad. Every Android phone, the standard is, 3.7 is at least 3.7, usually 4.2. We're getting up to 4.5 inch phones. Now, I don't expect Apple to top the market on this one. It would be weird if Apple came out with like a 4.7 inch touchscreen phone. Because you can't really make a sleek looking device that has such a big screen. It won't fit in your pocket. And Apple needs to preserve every aspect of the phone that people like. They can't sacrifice one for another. That's not how they work. So, bigger screen. I suggest a 4-inch, but they're going to have to up the resolution. They're going to have to make it 720p. I want to watch that 720p video playback on my phone. and I want to watch it on a bigger screen than 3.5. 4 inches would be perfect. Apple, if you're listening, do that. Next is, obviously, here's another obvious one, 4G. The fact that the iPhone 4S didn't have 4G didn't really surprise me. It was kind of similar to the iPhone 2G not having 3G, even though 3G was prevalent at that time. So I would really assume that Apple would finally, with the 5, the next big release, they are going to put in 4G. I would be very surprised if they didn't. It might be a little complication with the carriers, but as of right now, AT&T, T-Mobile, Sprint, and Verizon all the 4 major carriers have 4G networks. It'd be interesting to see if they roll out a T-Mobile iPhone 5, but regardless, they need to be making the switch to 4G. It needs to have faster data speeds. Next one is better camera. Now you may be thinking, what's wrong with you? The iPhone 4S camera blows every other camera away on the market. Yes, it does. That's absolutely true. The next step, what is the next step other than blowing every camera phone away in the market? Blow away real cameras. Yes, I want the iPhone 5 to completely make the digital camera obsolete. I don't want to ever have to take my digital camera out. I want to be able to sell it when I get my iPhone 5. I want iPhone 5 to have a better camera app, or this is now we're talking iOS, but I want it to have a better camera app, more features, more in-depth, maybe even an optical zoom on a phone. I feel like that's something that they could do if they really put their, I don't really know if that'd be feasible, but an optical zoom on a phone would be incredible. I don't know if there must be at least one phone that has that, but not that I've heard of, not, mainstream. Put in a camera that can compete with $200, $300 cameras. I don't know how that would work though, because you're paying $300 for the phone. I don't really know, but just make me a camera that I don't have to use my digital camera anymore. And I don't just mean for snapping quick pictures. I mean for photography work. Not major photographers that use DSLRs, but I have, let's see, I use this Sony CyberShot. This is from about 2 years ago, so the iPhone 4S camera might be a little bit comparable to this, but I want the iPhone 5 camera to be equal to a brand new camera that I could buy on the market today. So going down the list, we have just one more. Now, I've already talked about this briefly, but maintain your battery life, Apple. You kind of screwed up with the 4S. I mean, I don't really know much about it, but my friend just got one, and he's saying that the 4S battery isn't working for him nearly as well as the 4 was working for me. I've never had an issue with battery life on this phone. It's never been a problem whatsoever. I've never had to charge it. The only time I ever ran out was when I forgot to charge it 2 days in a row or something. And I'm not the biggest cell phone user. I don't text nonstop, but I'm on the internet pretty often. I watch Netflix on it sometimes, and I use my phone. I play games on it, so just keep that iPhone 4 battery life, and that's going to be the toughest part because adding all those extra features in, that extra processing power, that extra RAM, the extra screen size, everything that it needs to be working is going to drain the battery. So you need to make that battery bigger, and you need to make it last just as long. You guys, that's what I want to see from the iPhone 5. Tell me, did I match your expectations? Was I on par with what you would want from the iPhone 5? What other features? What do you think will be the next big thing? Because as much as I've mentioned, we'll never know the next big thing. It's always crazy with the iPhone 4. It was the incredible Retina display. The iPhone 4S, it was amazing Siri. I mean, Siri's not that great, but it really blows us away, the technology. So I'd really be interested in hearing what you guys think about this. Please drop a comment below. Leave a comment on my channel. Definitely do some video requests. Anything you'd like to see from me, leave me a comment or a PM. And I would really like to start making these videos more often. I know I say that in every video, but leave me some requests. I'll get to them. If you want some more exclusive content, follow me on Twitter. All my links, Twitter, and also Last.fm, I believe, and Raptor, which tracks my gaming profile, will all be in the links down in the bottom bar. I hope you guys had an awesome day, and thank you very much for watching the video.